So that makes me transition into historical fiction. Historical fiction. Vice is historical fiction to a point. I mean, the events actually happened, but the interactions made up, possibly assumed. You don't know what was said. So you also got Inglourious Bastards. That's historical fiction. You know, have you seen that? Inglourious Bastards with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Obviously, the end of World
That
War
wasn't real?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is historical fiction as well. Oliver Stone has done it several times. Those are films meant for entertainment. So what's the difference between that and like news? Obviously, they're not changing the ending of World War II, but you're creating historical fiction because if someone reads that, it becomes their history. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's to get viewers too and ratings
But you're doing damage though. It's not about what's right. It's not about what's accurate. It's not about informing the public. It's about manipulating the public. Every fucking outlet is guilty of it. You want to manipulate them and you want to divide them and you want to get everybody against each other because one channel is like, fuck that channel, and the other channel is like, fuck that channel, and there's no civility at all. It's basically just divided. And you could say that it's Trump's fault that he divided the country, but it seems like, in my opinion, not defending him, that the media has divided this country.
Oh, yeah.
The media chose to do what they do. I mean, this is like, you know, this 8th time we're going to impeach him. People don't care anymore. Like, they don't. Like, your regular, the flight in between New York and LA, those people do not care. It's so, like, in your face. So much. So much shit. They've done whatever they could to, like, fucking, like, destroy
people. Sorry. People won't care until it, like, actually happens. Because there's been so much headline and buzz and clickbait that with everything with this president, the porn star is going to bring him down, and what was I mean, you can't even keep track. That's the thing.
Stormy Daniels.
We can't even keep track. There's like 5 or 6 things.
Yeah,
he's in bed with the Russians. He's in bed with the Chinese.
He's in bed with Epstein. They say like
right.
With
That
Epstein.
Something else. Well, that's going to get him. Nope.
The Ukrainian thing now.
Yeah, no, it's the impeachment. That's going to get him.
He's going after poor Hunter Biden.
If anything, Trump will just resign like the day before the election.
No, he's going.
I'm just saying, like, if it came down to it.
Oh, the only way to get him out.
Yeah.
Do you think like this like constant like onslaught against him? It's helping him. I think.
Yeah.
Can anybody with a brain see that?
No.
They don't care. Because the people that already agree with you are going to agree with you. The people who don't agree with you aren't going to change their mind.
Right.
You're just like making them madder. And you're making them feel stupid. You're trying to tell them they're stupid for not agreeing with you.
It really depends who gets the Democratic nomination.
Who do you think could take him out right now?
Elizabeth Warren.
Really?
She's a woman. She's not a Clinton. I don't know much about her besides those 2 facts.
Well, it seems like Biden, like, I think it seems like Trump's strategy was to take out Biden. He viewed Biden as the biggest threat. Because old white guy, he'll get all the people on the fence that aren't like into this extreme leftist socialist stuff. And I'm not, I mean, they're openly about that. I mean, I'm not like calling people names. They're openly like socialists. People who like see Ocasio-Cortez and freak out because of the socialism.
Didn't she hop on Bernie Sanders's?
I don't keep up with her. She's just as bad as Trump.
I just saw a headline that she's not supported him. What's the term?
Endorsed.
Endorsed, yeah.
I'm sure she did. He's right up her alley, it seems like. People really like to
he would be so smart to... she's not running, or she's not in position. But
she's not old enough. She's only like 29, 30.
Add her for support. My God.
Put her in the cabinet, yeah. I think you got to be like 40 to be president.
Here's my question.
42, I think, maybe. Go ahead.
And it's strategy, obviously. So let's say... I can't remember in years past, but so when it comes like... Let's say the Democrats. So they're fighting for the nomination. How come it's never... So whoever comes down to the 2, how come whoever loses doesn't hop on to become their running mate or their like vice president?
You mean like why didn't Bernie become Hillary's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have made sense.
Because you would think like you unite all of those voters to the same team. Because you've heard of...
Did she appoint a VP? I mean, you don't appoint a VP till you become president, right?
No. No, because what...
who was her running mate then?
What's his name?
Bill?
No, not Edwards.
Edwards is a
Who
scumbag.
was it? Kane. Tim Kaine, right?
Yeah, it's just like it's
Hillary
just a,
Kane.
It's just a
No?
blur. Yeah, no. It sounds right.
The guy who was like trying to get the Mexican vote.
Yeah. Just totally like yeah.
Yeah, because God, you talk about my mind not working at all.
No, it was 4 years ago, man. I can't remember.
No, me.
Yeah.
McCain. McCain had what's her name?
Oh, Palin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running mate.
Oh, she
that's
was.
the term. Running mate.
She was a big deal for a minute, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And then she wasn't.
So it's like, why don't they do that? Why don't they? So whoever loses, it's like, well, I'm going to bring her on. So you unite like all of those voters, because it wasn't like the people who were bitching who were wanted to vote for Bernie, and then he didn't get it, and it's like, well, screw this, I'm not voting for
They're
Hillary.
disillusioned.
Yeah.
They're disillusioned because she was corporate and he was just anti-establishment. I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah, you think that makes sense, but probably like shady backroom deals and lobbyist stuff prevents that. Like the guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
I'm gonna say I interrupted, but then you're next in line.
It would make sense. Like it would make like practical sense, but I don't know like what deals are made.
Right.
Like I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even know why the vice president exists besides fill in for the president if he gets, dies. Because they don't do jack shit. That's why, like, Biden, it's like, what the fuck did this guy ever do? I mean, you embarrassed Obama.
He's been in the office for a long time, or a office.
SNL did a funny skit on the Democratic debate. And they had Woody Harrelson play Joe Biden.
Oh, boy.
And, dude, it killed. All of them. Maya Rudolph played Kamala Harris. It was fucking hilarious.
Go see that.
It seems like they're pro Warren because they got Kate McKinnon playing Warren, and they did the least damage to her, make her likable. That's what they do. But he says at one point, he's like, "I'm like plastic straws. I've been around forever. I've always worked. Now everyone hates me." The problem is what they're nailing him with is he's been around forever, right? Forever. Back when shit was like segregated and racist.
Well, he's a creep.
The smelling stuff, like smelling girls' hair is weird. You know Trump's going to go at that hard if they ever like hit the stage together.
Yeah.
He's going to put those girls in the crowd, man. You remember that when they put his accuser in the crowd? Like, it was a fucking Jerry Springer show.
Yeah.
And then he put like Hillary, someone who hated Hillary in the crowd, like fucking like front row. This is a presidential debate.
How come no one's made a movie about that yet?
There will be. Hopefully it'll be an honest
too
movie.
fresh?
Because it'll be just a hit job probably on Trump.
I don't know.
Hollywood will not put out a pro-Trump movie or an honest Trump movie. Not that, I mean, honest is not necessarily good. An honest portrayal doesn't mean he's great.
I don't know. Biden, he's not going to get the weed vote either, because I've seen that he's definitely anti-weed.
And Kamala Harris tried to be like pro-weed, but she's like, they even threw it in her face that she's like locked people up as a prosecutor for weed offenses. So like, how could she's like on the Breakfast Club, this like radio show in New York, or maybe it was some other show, but she's like, yeah, I smoked weed, listened to Tupac and Biggie in college. Well, who didn't, right? I mean, but then she's like, prosecuting people getting busted with weed. So it's like, you're full of shit. You're like you're the worst kind of fucking person, actually.
They're all full of shit.
Well, no, you smoke weed or like pretending to be cool, and then you've locked people up for it. You are the worst kind of fucking person. I'm serious.
She's a politician. You just described a politician.
But I mean, you can't you think no one's going to look that up?
Right.
You think no one's going to throw that in your face?
So what's Elizabeth Warren's background?
Dude, I don't really know. I know she's got.
I'm not telling you to look it up. I just didn't know.
I know that she's got the scandal of saying she was Native American.
That doesn't mean anything.
And she took a DNA test, and she found out she's 100% that bitch. No, 1% Native American. And she went at it with Trump on Twitter, and Trump called her Pocahontas, and she's like, "I'll prove to you that I'm Native American." And you're going to donate like $400,000, approximately, some kind of big amount that's in Trump's cushions to her campaign or some charity. And it was 1%, and Trump's like, fuck you, 1%, like whatever. And it like the Native Americans are like, fuck you. Like, that's like me being 1% black going, I'm black. Right. Like, no black guy will be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So she's got that, and then someone was telling me, and this is possibly a diluted story. This is not off social media, but this is what someone told me, is that she like said she was fired for being pregnant, like one of her like stories, and it's complete fucking bullshit. Like there's email evidence of their like that was not the case at all. So I guess again a liar, a politician, but she seems harmless on the surface. Seems like the nice mom we all need right now. So the mean old dad's been ruining everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump against a woman is not what Trump wants. He's just gonna look like an asshole.
Right.
He looked like an asshole attacking Hillary. I mean, kind of.
Yeah. But she's that's kind
That
of
that's what made it okay.
Right.
Well, it won't be okay this time.
Right.
Kamala Harris attacking a black woman. That's gonna piss people off. Where he's like calling her names and stuff.
Yeah.
He's got no shame. I mean,
it'll be interesting.
he treats it like a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He does.
Got fireworks.
I just, when I saw that rally in Ohio, I guess it was to combat the debate. I just saw older white people.
So you think Bernie has a chance still?
No, I don't think he ever had a chance, ever, at any times that he's run. I think that his ideas are great, but I don't think they're practical in a country this size.
Are any of them? Any of the Democrat? Like what the Democrats
Free
stand
college
for?
and no debt and like no free healthcare. Like, yeah, dude.
Who pays for it?
Dude, huh?
It's like who pays for it?
He's
then?
gonna like tax rich people.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fine, I guess, unless you're rich, and then your money's taken from you to pay for like some fucking hippie, so he can like, I don't know, man. Like that's the argument is. Bernie goes, hey, rich people control everything. Even though Bernie's rich, I think, rich people control everything, and they're not paying their fair share, and everyone's poor, and everyone should have equally everything. Well, if you make everything equal, then everything will be equally shitty. Okay, and so that's socialism. You don't get to go. I want to be this. I want to be that. You want to be a doctor? No, you're gonna like do this. This is what you do. Everything's decided. It's about the collective. It's the greater good, society, not the individual. That's what Bernie preaches. Okay, fine. That doesn't work in a country the size that has like 300 million people. It's too many people. Maybe like in Denmark, where it's a social society. Yes, that would work. If we were just states, if we were just like Europe, yes, it would work. But it doesn't apply. We have too many people to like get rid of all debt. That would like destroy everything.
Yeah.
So, yes, like let me take a hit off my weed pipe. I mean, and go, yeah, that sounds cool. But then everyone else will be like, it's un-American to take money from people and force people to pay for poor people. When people can achieve and be whatever they want. Land of the free, okay? Land of the free. You come to America. You make your own way. You can be whatever you want. No one's telling you what to do. The problem is like there's obviously class and racial restrictions. If you don't have money, you can't do whatever you want to do. You live in the ghetto, you can't do whatever you want to do. So that's my argument against Bernie. And these stupid fucking idiots like, yeah, man, free shit.
He's speaking to those, I'm going to say, younger.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tirade.
No, that was great.
But like, like fucking stoner, like hipster, stupid
or just
people
younger
are like
people,
idealistic,
that want, but they don't see the other end of it.
They have a heart, but they don't have a brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all heart and no brain.
Well, it's like the people want to, who don't want a job, but they want a lot of money.
Well, that's just immaturity. Okay, yeah. People, immaturity. So you're saying Bernie preaches to an immature crowd?
Yeah,
really?
Huh?
Bernie preaches to an immature crowd.
Just like you said,
you get a guy
his stuff makes sense, but
it sounds good.
It
doesn't make sense
because
you're
gonna break the machine. You're gonna break. Which I'm not saying the machine is good. It's bad for a lot of people. But if you bring down the machine, it's going to be bad for for everybody for a little bit. You have to completely break it to fix it.
See, he's too extreme. Like he wants to like make it fair for everybody, level the playing field, but like that's too far. Like level the paying field. Okay, student debt is outrageous. Trust me, I know a lot of people who struggle with it still 10 years after fucking school. They struggle with it because, I'll go to college and I'll major in fucking art and, you need a good degree. What?
That's their choice.
Okay, wait, though.
Okay,
those loan things are not fair. They're not fair.
Tell me why they're not fair.
You're taking advantage of people.
But were these people forced into going to college?
No,
but they're like you can go to college, but you have to get an art degree. I mean, that's communism.
No. Hold on. They were not forced to do anything. They're not forced to do anything. They wanted to go to college. They paid for it through loans. But like the interest rates are ridiculous.
But they knew the interest rate when they signed up.
But ideally, they'd get a good degree. And I mean, yes, okay. In this scenario, they majored in art or whatever. You're not going to obviously get a lucrative job in art. Probably, ideally, everyone makes it. 1% of people probably would get a lucrative job in art. I graduated people who majored in fucking poetry in my graduation class. Okay, what you want to do is major essentially into an umbrella thing. Like I went there and I go, I want to be a screenwriter. They go, hey, that's pretty polarizing. I can throw a rock in Grant Park and hit a screenwriter. Major in writing, it covers everything, and then you can do screenwriting too. So the problem is, I guess, is these institutions are lying to these kids because you go, hey. I want to go to school here. And I want to like study this. It's like, well, like a graduation rate's really shitty, and the industry's really shitty right now. And I mean, they're honest.
So yeah, I agree. So they're misleading.
Yeah,
especially like
you go to college, you pay off your loans. You get a job, and you pay off your loans. That's not the case anymore. People who get like certified in trade like make more money now.
Yes, to that extent, yes, they are. In terms of like
the system is fucked, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not fair that you have to pay loans back. It's only fair. You took the loan, you should pay it back. But the whole concept is fucked at this point. That concept needs to be fixed. You need to like not. You need people need to know like shit ain't gonna make any money. You know what I mean?
But what will that change? Like the money's not the cost isn't going to go down. So what needs to change?
Why is the cost gone up?
Why is the cost of anything go up? So what happens?
Like the college I went to was like $30,000 a semester or some shit. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, I'm approximating there.
Still,
it's probably less. I'm just saying. Like, think of that. That's some people's tuition. Okay, and I'm not knocking my school. I had the greatest time of my life at going to my college. I really did. It was a great time, not just because of that, just because I lived in Chicago and
are your loans paid off?
Yeah, I didn't. I had like bonds and shit and like grants I used and shit.
Yeah.
I took out like minuscule loans. I'm taking out loans now, but it's not as expensive because I'm just taking like a couple master's courses at a time. Well, I'm taking like a full load, but we don't need to get into my schooling. I'm trying to escape that at this point.
I think my thing is this: it's wrong to mislead these kids and kids, 17-year-olds, because they make 17, 18-year-olds, they make this decision without knowing how interest works.
It's a part of life, though. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. You got to.
I don't think that's the stigma anymore.
It isn't, but like
it was when we were younger.
It was before us even more. Like in our parents' day, oh God, college? Look at you. You know what I mean? A college boy. Remember like that? You hear that a lot. Oh, hey, whatever, college boy. Like you're like kind of like some sellout for going to college. And then college is like this big place where you experiment. Not anymore. I mean, you probably experiment, but you're getting like a lot more trouble
for us. Because, like you said, that generation only,
college worked
50%.
Yeah,
but when we were growing up, it's like, oh, you have to go to college, or you're a loser.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with your life?
You don't look. The stigma was negative if you like only had a high school degree.
Yeah, and now it's probably less than 50-50 of.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't go to college? What do you? Are you trade? Wow, that's smart. You're making a lot of money right now.
So you get a degree in poetry. What that does for you is it helps you get like $12 an hour instead of $10 an hour. You know what I mean? And at some job like that, because you got a degree.
They really have degrees in poetry,
dude. Our colleges have degrees in everything. That's why I had a good.
See,
advisor.
That's a ripoff right there.
Well, that's what I mean, and I don't want to shit on my school, but even like the mass communications in general. Like I go to the first college I went to, SIU. Like they didn't sit there and tell me like the industry's dying, and they had to see that coming back then. It was like all of a sudden I graduated, and it's like fuck the housing crisis, and there's like 100 people just got laid off in radio. Yeah. Oh, I mean 100 more than that.
Yeah, and
it's like nobody told me this.
It was a very unfortunate time to leave school.
Well, they're all like, oh, you need to know how to do everything. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, then you guys aren't teaching me everything. You can do podcasting, obviously. But back then, they're like, oh, podcasting. You can do a podcast for a company. You can do audio editing. It's just like they're just trying to like sort of soften the blow of most of you ain't gonna do shit once you get out of here. Like, and it's like, why are you like taking my money then?
What they should do.
I got lucky
because they don't want them to be. They don't want kids to be smart because then they won't go. Or they'll choose,
I can bitch all I want about how frustrated I was working in the radio industry, but the fact that I actually did is like, especially me of all people, like, it's unheard of. There's people like way better than me that never will do it because like they just like life happened and they got this degree in radio. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they paid like whatever $30,000 for it a semester. I'm approximating. I'm being exaggerating. I don't really remember. I don't want to remember, but it's like I don't know. Like life happens. It is just like a piece of paper that just like kind of like a check off. Is it just a check off at this point? Like I have a degree. Doesn't matter what it is.
No.
It gives me like $15 an hour versus
to an
$10.
employer, it shows like you have determination instead of just I want to be this.
So you
this
got
year.
So you got a high school guy versus a college guy. You're going to take the college guy because
Well,
it shows.
depends what.
Depends
it
on
is.
what. Yeah.
Yeah, you can if it's like something that's not like generalized, like a doctor, or any type of therapist, or anything like that. If it's just general. But I mean, if you want to work in a bank, you should have an accounting degree,
Right.
or a finance degree, or something.
Yeah, or business or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not, and it depends. Like,
I mean, are you going to push your kids towards college?
No.
You're anti-college or
No.
just whatever you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? I want to be this. Well,
Yeah.
you don't need college, but you probably should.
At least a
I don't
couple
know.
years or something.
No, man. I have no idea.
I mean, there's people that have gone to broadcast centers and like they're getting shut down now. Broadcast centers.
Yeah.
So it's like
I wanted to go to something like that.
Me too.
Multiple
Actually,
times.
there's multiple times where I go, I should have just went to the broadcast center instead of this bullshit. But they get shut down, and like, what do you do? Like, you just basically paid all this money to learn broadcasting
For a certificate, not even a degree.
Yeah, not even a degree. And I'm not knocking it. Like, there's certain schools where like churns of people got into the industry, but I'm just saying, like, in this point in time, if you're choosing what to do with your life, it probably sounds good. Yeah, broadcasting school. That sounds great.
It depends what it is, though, because say you could do like production, some sort of audio production, or
They need to teach you video too. They need to teach you everything.
Yeah, okay. So even if you have a certificate, if you go into that field and an employer says, we have X amount of hands-on hours, that's good in my eyes as an employer. Like, oh, you have experience. Yeah, it's not a degree, but you learn this stuff hands-on.
I learned that in radio, like, degrees don't mean shit.
Right. It's all about experience.
Yeah. They'll hire you off the street if you have experience. And they'll hire you with no, like, degree. I just got the degree because in my mind it was like, if this doesn't work out, I'll have a degree. Like I'm basically chastising all these other people.
So what do you have, mass communications?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's what I have.
But like, that just checks off the degree status. And what I'm going for now is master's in counseling. But like, and then maybe go higher depending on if I can. But like, it's just a check mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a check mark. It just makes you look better than people who didn't have the opportunity to go. But you get out and you're in debt. You're in debt. You got a degree in broadcasting. What the fuck do you do? And then this guy comes along, Bernie, and is like, let's just get rid of it all. Even Ocasio-Cortez is the same way. Let's get rid of it all. Because the interest rates aren't fair. They're taking advantage of people. Like, okay, I want to get an education. It's like, sure, and we're just going to like nail your ass as soon as the day you graduate. You're going to start getting threatening phone calls, and then the interest rate's just going to skyrocket. What? You went to school? Get your job and pay us back. Oh, the housing crisis. Well, too fucking bad. Wah. You want to be a poet? Go sell your fucking poems. We want our money. If you don't pay your loans, your life will suck. They'll ruin
the choice
everything
that they made.
But they're dumb kids, man. They're 18.
Well, hopefully they
say
have
you're
their
not
parents
truly
help.
You're not
or
truly an
something.
adult. Our generation has been proven you're not truly an adult till fucking 30 mentally.
Yeah, your brain develops. Yeah.
So okay, that begs a whole another question of when you should
Then
be
it's
allowed to drink and smoke and have sex. We're not getting into that. But you're 18. You're a fucking teenager.
Well,
You're going to
should
sign
help.
up for loan. Sorry.
No, I'm interrupting. They should have their parents to help them.
Their
Not
parents,
everybody does.
But their parents might be like blue collar. We're busting their ass to make ends meet.
They're like, yeah, take out the loans because I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, or they might be. I mean, some parents aren't supportive.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not paying you to go to school. You're 18. You're on your own, buddy. I mean, I know a lot. I mean, my parents were very supportive of me. I'm very grateful for it. Among the many things I'm grateful for, but I know a lot of kids that are like their parents are like, you're 18. I mean, that whole like, you see it on sitcoms. Oh, I can't wait till you're 18. You're out the door. Some people are like that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to live here, you pay rent. It's like kill or be killed. So for those people, they have to take out loans. You work at 12 hours at some pizza shop. That's not going to pay for school. That's just your walking around rent money. You know what I mean? So you have to take out loans because you want a better life. You want a better life, but you don't get a better life. Instead, your credit gets ruined, and you can never buy a house. And you just have this fucking dream because you wanted to be something. You wanted to be a poet or a radio person or a TV person or film. God, film. That's just as bad. Like, yeah, you get a degree in film. Unless you're going to Hollywood, what the fuck will that do for you?
But it's also a life lesson.
Fucking
Sometimes you need to
devastating
to bear down. I'm not saying this is right because I was just like that when I was 18.
So was I.
I don't care about money. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want.
I'm going to be a radio guy.
Live my dream.
I'm going to be like Howard Stern. Yeah.
I'm going to live my dream. I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to do all this. I'm only doing getting a degree just because my parents are kind of forcing me to.
Yeah,
then
totally.
After the degree, you can do whatever you want. Well, I did. Got a degree, moved to Nashville. Came back pretty quick once I realized it wasn't for me. But I don't have an answer because you're right. When you're 18, you don't think because you haven't lived it, you haven't experienced it, and then when you hear people, your parents or whoever, yeah, right. Who cares? I don't care about that. I don't care about money. I don't care about that. Well, you will when you owe the government $40,000.
I just watched Midsommar. This is not a derailment. Midsommar, is that how you say it? I don't know how I'm saying it. Midsommar. Where they go to like a fucking weird, those like a Mayfay things where you bring in like the new, like the spring kind of like harvest, new
like
life.
Norwegian
countries? Yeah. It's like in Sweden.
Yeah.
And they have like this, I'm not going to spoil it. I suggest you watch it. It's really good. But it's like they have a life cycle. 0 to 18, like you're a child. 18 to 36, like, fuck, I don't remember. But then like 36 to 52, like that's your working time. Then 52 to 72, like you're an elder, you're a mentor. And then 72, painfully people discover you die. Yeah. Willingly too. Yeah. It's like I'm done. That's my life. I'm not okay. That's my whole point is you're a kid when you're 18. I mean, you're not really grown up till you're like 30 something. I mean, seriously. Even people like 25, you're still young. I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah. I'm just a fucking idiot kid.
At 18, it's almost like, and they do something like this in Europe where they have to, like they take 10 years to get college over with because they'll do something and then they'll take a year off and they'll travel. Granted, traveling for them is like going to another state.
Is that privilege though, or is that just this culture?
Well,
because when I hear traveling Europe, I hear privilege. And I don't mean it in the privilege.
When they live over there, it's just like moving.
So it's just like going to Iowa or Ohio. Okay, yeah.
It's the same, yeah. Because they don't have the crippling loans or debt, I should say. It doesn't cost as much, and in some countries, like it's paid for. That's what it was. They've tried to do that here. Pays for their.
They tried to make college free, or at least junior college free. Wasn't that one of Bernie's things? Was to make junior college free for everybody? But then that takes away. And I know this sounds like elitist. Like I'm being elitist. I'm being some fucking conservative asshole because I'm not. But if you make college free, any kind of college, junior college, it's free to get an associate's degree. It takes away the prestige of it.
Right.
And I'm not saying.
What's the prestige in just 2 years of of rehash?
Okay, then fine. Then what about 4 years? Then make 4 years free that anyone can do it. Takes away the prestige. Then doctor's degree and master's degree. Yeah, anyone can. No problem. Yeah. I mean, it becomes a joke, kind of.
My thing is there's no rush. If you want to take, when you're 18, you want to go backpacking in Europe, fine.
Yeah, you do you.
Go do it.
You do you.
Learn a life lesson, then come back. That's kind of what I did. I learned a life lesson living over there. And then I came back and I had a goal. I had a driven goal, and I did it.
What was your goal?
I didn't know what I wanted to do before that because I hated life. I hated everything. I didn't, because it was like, what do you want to do with your life? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a businessman, but you needed a business degree just so you can do anything then.
Yeah. A degree.
And I don't want to. And so, but by that, took me to Europe because I went through the school of business. Went there, and then the school, which, I mean, there's hardly any schoolwork involved, but it was a business. It was like two schools combined. It was a business school and it was a media school. So I got to do like media classes as well, and I really enjoyed them. So I got back, and I was like pre-enrolled into the school of business, and they made an exception for me to go. And then I came back and I said, I'm switching degrees. They were mad, but they did a workaround to where like the classes I took, like, well, we normally we wouldn't do this, but you took enough classes to get a minor in business. So you went and got a minor in business, and you
nice.
can we'll switch you over to. So I did mass communications, which the classes weren't nearly as different, or the same, but it's just a driven goal. Going to get my degree in mass communications and then go move. That's what I did.
Yeah, when I turned 18 and it was time to go, I was pretty much forced like into going to college. I mean, I had no direction or drive or anything. So it's like, what are you going to do? So, oh yeah, TV, I'll be on TV and radio. Like, yeah, you know? And then like I went to SIU
E or C?
C for a couple years. I remember bombing like one of the big tests like right off the bat. Because I wasn't like, again, I'm like 18. I'm not an adult.
That was a big party school too.
It was past its prime. I mean, there was parties, but like what it was more of like in the 70s and 80s. I think by that time, like the cops were such assholes because they were ready for it. Like, but it was almost to the point where they like shut shit down because they were worried about it. But like, so I bombed it, and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna affect like my whole like curriculum of being in mass comm, and so I just like instead of like trying to do better, I just like dropped. I completely like withdrew from the mass comm program and like went undecided. Yeah, undecided. And then like pressure from parental units, like, hey, you can't just be like undecided like a professional student. And I did that for like a year, and I remember what it was. Yeah, it was this class where it was like you miss a class, you like lose a letter grade. This is kind of a sad story actually. So we're doing like a mock TV show, and like it was my turn to get behind the board, and like I had all these people in my headphones, and they're just like talking to me, and I just had like a kind of like an anxiety attack, and I'm just like, I can't do this. This is what it is. I can't do this.
Was it the news class?
I don't know. I think it was like it was that's what we were doing, but I think it was just like production, video production.
I went through that.
I just had like a panic attack, so I just dropped out. I'm like, I can't do this. That's what it is. It was just like it was just. I mean, looking back, if I just would have just been like whatever, like you know, so I just dropped out of it and then went into journalism after being forced. Like, oh, you like to write? Well, you know, you've seen me write. I'm good at content, but I'm not like obviously, you know, this fucking Google Docs thing. I can't do it. I can't like configure it. I hate it. I hate using Google Chrome as a writing thing. I went into journalism and I was good at it. And then I minored in creative writing, which is just write stories. That's like one of those like, oh, I'm a major in creative writing. Like, you're an idiot. But journalism, that's like, okay, major in journalism. And like, that's just like where I went. I started majoring in journalism. I started taking it's like hardcore journalism classes, hardcore shit, like summer classes. Like this was my thing. And then we made that CD that we won't talk about. And then Howard Stern went to Sirius XM. And I just wasn't happy in Carbondale anymore. It's like ran its course. Things just run their course. Like it was too many seasons. The show needed to be canceled. And then it just like all like came together. Like, and I'm like, I want to do radio. And then like all of a sudden like this option to go up to Chicago appeared. And so like all of a sudden like I'm going to be a radio guy. I'm going to be like Howard Stern. I'm going to be like, you know, Opie and Anthony and all these like people like that influenced me. And I made no money, and it was unhealthy, and it was grueling. And I mean, unless you make certain compromises with like your self-worth and your financial situation, there's no reason to get a 4-year degree in it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I had this guy who had a master's in it who was like my boss. I'm like, what the fuck? Fucking masters? And you know that's like
radio production.
Yeah, it's like broadcasting. It's like that's like if you're going to be a teacher, you're going to teach it. You need to be a master, okay? But they didn't sit there and go. We go. I remember my dad going, "Can my son get a job in radio? Is that realistic to like the people, the advisor?" And they're like, "Yeah, probably not in Chicago, realistically, but yeah." To be honest, they weren't wrong.
Say it sounded. At least they said. At least not.
But they didn't say like starving and poor and like shitty.
Yeah, he didn't say a high paying job.
Yeah, they said a job. And I remember someone like got a board op job in St. Louis, like running the board, and they called like, "Hey, I got a job." Like, oh, so good for you. And like, see, and I'm like, wow, in St. Louis, all right.
That was probably staged.
It's probably like someone. Where's he from?
Yeah, I bet it was.
But okay, so do they have an ethical responsibility to say this is a shitty field?
They're running a business.
Is it a business? Is it a business?
Yeah,
it is.
For profit, it's a business.
It's hard. Yeah. Do they have the obligation? So there's student loans to pay for your school, like pay for my classes, my tuition, and then I've known these people who take out these loans and they pay for everything with them. They pay the rent.
Like room and board?
No, like a rent apartment.
Oh.
What do you mean,
after college?
No, during college.
So they stay off campus?
Yeah.
Pay for the, okay.
Yeah. No, they just basically, they use the loans to like live off of.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, I know one person like went to school literally for 10 years, just kept withdrawing, going back, because as soon as they were out,
yeah,
because as long as you stay in, they won't get you.
Right.
How do we fix that? You shouldn't be able to live off them. They shouldn't. They should not offer that. They should not. They should give you it should just be tuition only. Because I think a lot of these problems are people living off them. Like, I'm going to go to the big city and I'm going to get loans and I'm going to like pay for my food. And that's where it gets ugly. Tuition is bad enough. But when you're buying your miscellaneous bullshit, paying your bills with it, that's fucking wrong.
It's
I
just
think
misinformation. It's just
you're a kid. It goes back to being
but hey,
you're free money.
Then yeah,
I don't worry about this when I'm 30.
Get loans then. That's the thing.
I'll worry about this when I'm 30. I might be dead then. That's when I'll be old. Who cares?
I'll be successful. I'll have a good paying job.
I'm gonna be Howard Stern by then. Who cares?
Right. It's just something you got to go through in life.
It's a scam. It's almost a scam. It's like reel them in.
It's a good life lesson, because that's not the only time you're going to get something like that.
But that's the kind of life.
House. It's the same thing when you want to buy a house.
That's a life lesson you can't recover from, though. You won't buy a house if you have bad student loans.
Sure you can.
If you don't pay your student loans,
well, you have to pay. I mean, you will pay your student loans.
But if you're like struggling and can't pay them,
maybe it forces you to get a job, like job that you. Well, it depends on your degree.
Well, it'll be a job that probably isn't a poetry degree.
No.
And then basically all your money goes to paying your loans. That's another story I've heard. I basically got a job just to pay my loans. But that's horrible. Whose fault though? Is it the 18-year-old's fault? The 18-year-old male or female or non-binary, multiple genders? You know what I mean? Is it unethical for these colleges to mislead these young people? That was not so long ago us. These dreamers who don't want to be like our parents, not necessarily, but want to be stars and want to be creative and want to and have dreams and hopes and go, life isn't going to be a 9 to 5 and office space and shit. I mean, is that cruel? I mean, because you go to Harvard, you're paying fucking loans, but I mean, you're going to guarantee to get a job out of Harvard. Just put that on your fucking resume.
Yeah.
But these other schools that aren't Harvard, they're just as like expensive. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
because not everyone can go to Harvard, obviously.
Yeah.
So you can't go to Harvard, so you're going to go to some other school and go into debt and get a less quality education. I mean, and then not guaranteed a job.
It's roulette, baby.
It's dangerous. That's what Bernie wants to fix, though. So it's resonating with young people, surprisingly, right?
Yeah.
They're dealing with it.
But then I see the argument that for someone like us who have gone through the process, who have, successful or not, have gone through the process, you're in debt or you paid off your loans. So why do you want to get rid of that now? That's I did this, I did it, I went through the process and I paid off my loans. Why do you get your loan, your
To be devil's advocate, because your life sucked, does everyone else's life have to suck?
Right.
But
And that's their argument.
But I'm not saying like I understand. I mean, I feel kind of that way. Obviously, to be honest with you, selfishly, I guess, I was responsible. Why can't you be responsible? Right? I'm not saying get rid of it or not get rid of it. I'm saying the system needs to be mended.
Yeah.
There needs to be more transparency.
More regulations, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, listen, you're 18 and like your parents are completely not involved in this. How about we do like a couple thousand and pay for a couple classes versus here's $20,000 for the year and you're just gonna fucking like have a good fucking time, flunk out and be fucked.
Yeah.
I mean that's on them, man. But again, you're giving a gun to a loaded chimp. Or a loaded gun to a chimp. That's one of the funniest thing I've ever said in my life.
Hey, it's on record.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't relate because I got my schooling paid for, my junior college paid for through sports. So I got a free ride through that. And then when I did, I got a loan for SIUE, but I was 20. So I was a little older.
Same.
But I remember it was
Same.
explained to me, okay, here's the amount you're borrowing, here's the interest rate, here's what that interest rate means. So whether it's by your parents or by the loan officer or by somebody, if it's explained to you, yeah, 20 or you don't care, whatever. I'll be dead by the time. But that's still your choice.
Free money.
It's either that or...
Well, I guess to be extreme, like if you're 18 or 20 and you kill somebody, you don't go, oh, you're 18 and 20, you're just a kid. Like, no, you're an adult legally, so you're going to get life in prison.
The country makes a lot of money off these young kids.
With dreams. They just have dreams.
Yeah.
They don't know like how it really is.
Not even, I mean, young up until like you're buying your first house at 25.
25. That's young for buying a house
for
for a lot
my
of
first house.
A lot of people.
And it was, we bought off, literally bit off more than we can chew.
Do you feel like you were manipulated?
No.
Taken advantage?
No, but because it was our choice.
So
we knew how much the price was. We knew how much.
So you don't blame anybody but yourself?
That system's a little screwy too, because when you go into it, okay, you see the price, you see this, but you do not know how much your monthly payment will be, which is everything, until like the process is said and done. Because you got to go through financing, you got to get your credit checked, you got to go after you sign the papers. It's all said and done. Okay, here's your payment. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be that high. You know?
Yeah.
Or it might have been like the day of you signed your papers. But it's not like...
You don't feel like you're taken advantage of, though? Like, oh, take advantage of a young couple. Did you have a kid at that time? Yeah, you did. When you bought your first house? Okay. Taken advantage of, though. Here's a couple suckers.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, there was PMI because no one... I don't know how anybody has the down payment nowadays. A down payment to a house, if you want like... Even like a fixer-upper, like the down payment's like 20%, 10%, 15 or 10% to not pay PMI. And PMI is just added to your monthly payment. So it's an extra like $100 to $200 a month extra you're paying.
I don't want to own a house. Is that weird?
I don't either. I did it. We sold it. And we're like, shit.
I don't want to deal with like a house.
There's no reason to unless...
I mean, especially me. I don't have kids or a family. If I did, maybe then. But like, just a bomb-ass apartment or something.
Well, the argument is you're throwing money away. Like,
you're paying to stay there. Like, I mean, yes, you're investing in a house, but like, that can go bad too.
Well, that's okay. You want to talk about being misleading. So that's the argument. Well, you're just throwing away money when you're renting because you're not gaining any
equity. Yeah.
Well... But when you sell your house, you don't necessarily make money every time.
No.
You could lose a lot of money.
It could drop. The value could drop. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it costs money to sell your house.
I just don't want to deal. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that, man.
No one tells you how much money it costs to sell your house.
I just want to rent a bomb ass apartment. That's my goal. It's like a bomb ass apartment that like I can take trips.
And then you can. I mean, you have contracts, but like you can move out in 6 to 12 months. You're not
and if something's broken,
there.
they fix it. You don't have to like fix it yourself painfully.
But I think that's what people are seeing. That's why rent prices are so high. Because a lot of people are renting now, as opposed to owning
millennials
a house.
aren't buying houses, and I bet Gen Z's not going to buy houses either.
It's actually, I mean, I don't want to say it's smart because if you're paying $2,000 rent,
I
mean that sucks. But
If you're paying $2,000 rent, you might as well get a house. Maybe, maybe not.
But there's commitment, and that generation is afraid of commitment.
Yes,
they're afraid of anything that's long term because I don't know what my life's going to be, which is fair. If you don't have a good job, that's fair.
It's true. Yeah, you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years.
If you want to live in a bomb ass apartment for $2,000 a month for a year, and after 6 months, like, sure, I can afford this. Well, you can just get out of it and go live in a whatever $800 a month.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that's kind of the way it is. There's just non-commitment, and that's why people don't want to get married, have long-term relationships with all the dating apps. Like, oh, I don't want to commit. Just want to have a good time, then bounce.
I'm seeing like women more and more not wanting to commit.
Yeah,
and women are like stereotyped, stigmatized as like commitment freaks, but they're more of like fuck you, like you know,
want to bounce.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's also like what you got. Most guys are kind of like, wait a minute, like
it's my job.
Yeah, I'm the one that's supposed to disappear into the night like a ghoul. Like
your Uber's here. But that's just what, yeah. From what, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with the younger generation, but from what I hear, it's just no commitment. They don't want to commit.
That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's wrong at all. It's actually kind of smart, depending on what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think people buy houses too soon. Like, they have. And then, like, it's like, oh, shit. Like you were saying, like, oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't realize this.
Because that's the, okay, so you do the payments, okay, you see the sticker price, whatever, quote-unquote sticker. It's like, okay. But then there's just so much that you don't see until you've lived it, till you've experienced it. Like, oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about, real estate taxes. I forgot about PMI. I forgot about HOA fees. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. That makes your payment go up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And that's, oh, shit. That's really high. And then you're stuck because you lose a lot of money if you sell your house like within a year.
You need 5 years, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the term they throw out.
I can't commit to that. I don't know what I'm going to do in 5 years.
Yeah.
And then you got the whole, what if your neighborhood goes to shit?
Well, that's the old mentality with the American dream. It's like, well, I'm going to buy my house, and then in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be worth so much more because I'm going to put so much into it. I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to put a new roof on it, put a new air conditioner. Mm-hmm. And then when it comes time to sell, some young family's going to buy it, and I'm going to make so much money. Pfft. Not saying that doesn't happen, but it happens less than I'm assuming, because I don't know, but I'm assuming that it happens less than what people think.
I would say you're right. I would say that no one wants to own, like you said. No one wants to own. Even with cars, like millennials and Gen Z people don't give a shit about having some hot rod car like older generations. Right. Like, oh, I got to have this badass Viper or fucking, this fucking...
Viper? Do they make Vipers anymore?
I don't know.
That was my dream car.
I'm dating myself.
I had a poster of the Viper.
But younger people aren't like that. Like greasers, like, I'm working in a garage and get this sweet ride. Like, don't fucking care. Uber. Like, Uber there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, just as long... I mean, the car industry is like flipping out over that.
Yeah.
So they're not buying houses. They're not buying cars. How is there not an economic crisis?
They're ruining this country.
Well, I don't think they're... I mean...
No. That's what people are saying.
I know, but like it's just different. Like it's weird. Because I mean, when I was growing up, like older kids, like you get the fucking rims, and then you get like the system in your car, and you fucking hear them down the street. Like, and people still do that, but it's just like more people are just like Uber or whatever, scooter.
Oh yeah.
They don't give a fuck about having some flashy ride anymore.
I'd scooter if they were in my area.
Yeah.
In my area, there's go-karts. Not go-karts.
Go-karts?
Golf carts.
Golf carts? You drive them around?
No, I wish I did, but a lot of people do.
Wow. Like Billy Madison?
Yeah. Golf cart around the town.
I kind of like that, though.
Yeah.
Not buying shit. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're part of the problem, too. That's technically our generation.
Well, I mean, like, I don't have like the money for like a badass car, but like, probably if I was buying a car, I wouldn't be like, I need a fucking cherry red, you know.
Right.
I wouldn't give a fuck. I mean, yeah, I'll take it, but I don't give a fuck, honestly. You know,
it's not lifestyles of the rich and famous anymore.
something respectable.
That was
yeah.
the 80s.
Yeah, it was glamour.
I mean, it was 90s too, but
it was glam. It was excess. It was give me more, give me more, give me more.
credit card, credit card, credit card, credit card, credit card, credit
Fashion, trendy, name brand. Like, people don't give a shit about name brand stuff anymore as much either.
Even when people like talk about credit cards, like I just do it for the miles. I do it for the
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're smart. Like you're showing that. I mean,
Yeah. You're like doing a disclaimer, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like being irresponsible,
right.
but yeah. So there'll be like nothing but shitty cars on the road in like 20 years.
Yeah, what's gonna happen like 10 years from now? Like, is that, you're right? Is that like, I mean, this has been a quote unquote problem.
Well, that's a dream for a
5
mechanic.
years.
That's a dream for like a mechanic because everything's computerized now. So if everyone's driving old cars, then the mechanics can still like do the mechanic stuff versus like, oh, it's got to go to the dealership because it's the computer in the car, right? I mean, isn't that kind of how it is? These like 2019, you can't just have like some like town mechanic in your town work on that shit. Like, it's like shit that's like integral to like the make or model of it, right? It's all computers now.
I had a,
You gotta get some grease monkeys. Not gonna touch that.
I mean, one car I have is leased and one car is 10 years old, so I don't know. I can't speak on that.
Well, I got the short end of the stick in the divorce car wise. So I have a 1999 car.
Hey, it's paid off.
I don't.
I
Give
hope.
Listen, I don't give a shit though. Like, I don't feel bad about
That's
it.
what
Like,
I mean, it's paid
there's
off.
like obviously some idiot. I'm gonna say some idiot. Someone put bumper stickers on it for some reason, and I wish they didn't. Like before me, it was kind of stupid, but whatever. Like made it look kind of shittier, but whatever. Well,
Yeah.
fuck them. I don't give a shit though. I think the trucks will never go out of style though. You got to have your truck.
Trucks.
You got to have your big fucking truck. This big fucking like monstrosity on the highway that just makes you feel like superior. Because something about truck is like me and my truck, like country song, like my truck, always my truck, my truck. I don't see the love of trucks going away, but I see the love of like Fast and Furious shit. Even though those movies are really popular, like wanting to have these souped up rides, I see that going away. Maybe in some places, I think there'll always be the love of having some badass vehicle. Obviously,
Like the Tesla.
yeah, with a hybrid.
I want a Tesla real bad.
Yeah,
I'm not even a car guy. I just like, see, that's kind of merging like the whole like electronic. You know,
that's why it's like these auto mechanics are going to be fucked.
Yeah, maybe.
Some of them rip people off, so I don't feel bad.
Oh yeah, they rip people off.
So your car broke down in some one horse town. Oh,
Is it weird? I want to be a mechanic. I want to learn how. I want to learn.
to be a grease monkey?
Yeah, I don't want that to be my 9 to 5. But when something goes wrong with my car, I want to fix it.
Yeah, I'm AAA, man. A AAA.
No, I mean they don't fix it. I mean they'll.
They get you where you got to go to some.
No, I'm talking about like fix my car for that reason because I don't want to get ripped off. Like every time if I take it for an oil change, oh your car, I need to put.
Oh, they lie.
It needs this, or I mean I don't drive new cars, so it's probably true to a certain extent. But it's not if it's true or not. But then you're paying 50% labor.
They yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what
oh,
it
yeah.
is. Like
But
that's what pisses me off.
all
Like
that
the part cost $5,
Yeah.
but it was $300 for labor. Well, that's why I want to learn it because I want to put it in myself. I want to pay $300 when I can just do it myself if the part's $10.
I'd like. What did you like? Walk on your hands? Like, did you do a backflip when you did it?
Do what?
The labor, like $300 worth of labor.
Right,
Like,
right.
What did you like?
No, you're paying it.
I know, but like the
that's their
guy
hourly.
says this is $300 worth of labor. Like, what exactly did you fucking do?
Right.
That's worth $300. You put a part in. Did you do a seance? Did
You're
you
paying
summon
that
the
guy
dead?
$100 a day.
Was it a magic
or
trick?
$80 a day?
You
Whatever
just got
it
this
is.
shitty rate that people aren't going to put up with in the future.
Yeah.
They're not.
But they are because they need to. They need their car fixed.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, you can't go anywhere. Your car's broken down.
Like, oh, we have your keys, pal.
Oh, good luck to you.
Yeah. That's how I wish, going back to the education thing, it's like people probably need to learn trades. Like I wish
Yeah.
I would spend a year, 6 months, whatever, because it does take a lot to learn a trade like that. Car, every single car.
Oh, those programs are probably like 2 years. Like the certifications. Yeah.
And then learn basic carpentry maybe, or like HVAC. Learn how to fix your furnace when it goes down and your air conditioner.
Well, I think the millennials and Gen Z people are going to be fucked on that aspect.
Well,
The
so
people
are
who
we,
can fix
you know.
stuff, we are millennials. I mean, I'm not trying to like say we're not or we are. I just don't want to like typecast myself. But we're like, and I'm just as bad. I'm as bad. I mean, I am my generation. I don't know how to fix anything. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to take care of myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but like, it's like something goes wrong, like I call it like AAA or
But that's how we were raised.
yeah. It's
And
like
it's not your parents' fault. It's
just let someone else do it.
my dad never taught. I mean, he taught me some things, but it's like just call somebody.
Yeah.
Or I'll call me. I'll come fix it.
Exactly.
That's how it always was. And I can't.
You never learned yourself though.
Yeah, and I'm not happy with how I was raised in that aspect. I kind of
I'm
wish
not
my dad
either.
was like, you fix it yourself.
I was never taught any of that shit. And it was more like, here's your AAA card. When shit goes wrong, this is what you call, and then they'll take it to a place, and then we'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
Like that's like, what about changing a tire? I gave you the card. It's the card. Any questions? Card.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I've had a hard day.
That's probably what it is. I don't want to teach you, but don't call me. Don't call me when the shit happens. Call AAA.
I remember when I went to Florida with like my family and like my mom's friend and our family, and then we were driving back and they got a flat, and like some cop stopped to like help change it. And I'm like 20 something at the time, and I just felt like garbage. I'm just sitting there like looking down, like the cops like being a stand up guy, obviously changing a
Did
tire.
he make fun of you?
I didn't even engage him. I was just inside the whole time. He didn't like look at me or say anything to me. He just damsels in distress, you know.
What's even worse? I'm not saying that's bad, but it's worse. Like when you're the man of the house, you got wife, kids, and your car breaks down, and just sitting. Well, I'm just sitting here waiting for the AAA guy. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Dad, can't you do it?
That's gender stereotypes, though. The man's supposed to be able to like fix a car.
Mindy would actually probably try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows more than you.
I know how to change a flat tire. I've just never done it. Or I've done it. I've taken apart a tire, like, but not in a real life situation.
Was your dad showing you how to change a tire, and then he told you to hold the bolts, and then the bolts like flew into the road, and you go, "Oh, fudge!" Except you didn't say fudge.
No, I've only had one flat tire in my life. And my dad came because I was really close to home. He's like, "Oh, I'm not come get you." Okay.
AAA, man.
Yeah.
What's good about AAA is they'll come out and jump your shit if you needed to jump.
Yeah. I've used
That's where it's cool.
I've used AAA for
You got creepy neighbors you want to ask them.
like
Yeah.
for locking the keys in the car too.
Hey, person with no shirt on their front porch, do you have dripper cables?
Right.
I'm fine. And then they watch like AAA pull up, and it's like, do you guys ever like wonder why I didn't ask you? Like,
Yeah.
I've had to get jumps a lot, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to fucking ask anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate people, so this is your job. You don't have to be my friend or like me. You have to come out here.
But you should be, I don't know. You should be forced to ask somebody for help.
I've had someone ask me for help one time.
Because a lot of people aren't assholes.
Yeah, well,
Hey man,
my
can
car-
use a jump. Yeah, sure.
my car broke down, and I had a couple people. I was on 64 coming into St. Louis, and like a couple people, even a cop, and then just regular people stopped by and were like, "You need help?" And I was like all psycho and shit. I was like, "No, I'm fine. AAA's coming." Honestly, they told me to like Fairview Heights.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you. So if you like, let's just say a minor offender, but I'm not gonna say a huge accident. Say like you're like you just witnessed an accident.
Yeah.
Minor offender, where someone might be hurt,
Yeah.
but not like a death or anything. Would you stop and help? Would you get out of your car to make sure they're okay?
I'll answer your question with a story.
Okay.
So I was coming home from class a few weeks ago on 255 headed towards Columbia, and I drove by a car that was on fire on the side of the road. And there was people outside, and there was other cars pulling up, and I'm like, should I stop? And I didn't. I felt like I would hinder the process.
I feel the same way.
Now listen, now if there was someone like jumping up and down, like flipping out or something, I'd be like, hey, do you need any help? But in a selfish self-preservation mode is you don't know what's going on. You may think you know what's going on. They may like shoot you in the head as soon as you stop.
I am very. Have you seen the last episode of Seinfeld?
The series
Yeah.
where they go to jail for like watching a fat guy get.
Yeah. The Good Samaritan Law.
Oh, I wouldn't like laugh at somebody and film it though. Like
Not to that extent.
they like laughed at it.
The reaction is, that's a shame.
It's not that it's that,
Someone else there. I think
it's more like I'm not going down with this person. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story.
That's the thing.
Like I see these two people arguing, like pushing each other. I don't know. I can sit there and get involved, and I don't know though. I don't know. Now, if someone's like getting hurt, then that's obviously get involved. But like, there's these people. There's this car on fire. There's these cars stopping. I can't remember if it was an emergency vehicle, but it's like if I stop, hey guys, you need help? Like. I was annoyed, actually, when people were stopping in my situation. Like, leave me alone. Right. I'm on the side of the road. Drive by and laugh. Everybody, no, I'm fine. And then, okay, cop, be polite. Hey, I'm doing good. Here's my dog. See, I'm not a bad guy. Just don't ask me to empty my pockets.
I'm no hero.
I want to be. No, listen. We live in a shitty world where ideally, if someone appears to be in distress, you want to help them. But unfortunately, I know too much about the world to know that could just make things worse. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You see some drunk chick that's like freaking out and like, oh, you need help? Next thing you know, like you're in some shit you didn't even know about. You know what I mean?
Mindy and I'll tell a story. We were coming home from one of my gigs, and it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Mm.
I wasn't drinking.
Mm.
And we're coming down 15. No, Route 3, not 15. That's in Belleville. Route 3, like right before you get to McDonald's.
Columbia?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Coming into. So like McDonald's would be on your right.
From Missouri. You're
from
coming.
Missouri.
Okay.
So you know there's like a line of trees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up here.
So like this person, we just see this car, and it's like probably 3-4 car lengths ahead of us. And all of a sudden you just see this car drift. And that's a steep hill, like incline where those trees are.
Yeah.
And it just went vroom, and just fell right off of it. And we're like, that just happened? We're like, what do we do? Because there's no one around. And so I pulled into the McDonald's, like that plaza, that area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't want to help her. That's bad. It's just that was my thing. She was kind of on. She's like, well, we should at least go back and see if she's okay. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're gonna turn around and drive, and so we did. We ended up turning around, and it's on the other side, so we had to completely turn around and come all the way back around. And like, I think Mindy even got out of the car and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I don't think she responded, but she could see like she was lighting a cigarette and smoking. Like, she's fine. And we got in the car and left. No, we waited for the cops. We saw they were cops and like, all right, she's good. So like,
well, she's not good. She probably got a DUI.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of not being dead. But my instinct was, let's just go.
I can't say I don't disagree.
And what do you want me to do?
What if she has like dead bodies in the trunk?
Yeah,
I mean,
she has a gun.
Yeah. She's like, get away from me.
Or if the car explodes?
Yeah,
selfishly, like.
Oh, I know. Self-preservation, man.
Yeah, like we have. I mean, it was me and my wife, so like we have kids at home. That's not. I mean, that's always goes through my mind. Like, I don't want to help this person out and get killed by their car exploding.
If you genuinely knew that you could help somebody without danger, you would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think.
But like the roadways is not a safe place to be helping people. And yeah, it's not. I don't judge you for that.
My rule of thumb is
she shouldn't be drinking and driving through Columbia, man.
Or maybe she just fell asleep. I don't know.
She's just sitting there lighting a cigarette. Yeah. Seems like she's probably drunk. Instead of
like,
what the fuck?
Yeah. But my rule of thumb is if there's someone else there helping them, like that's me helping. Like, yes.
Well,
they're okay.
That's why I didn't stop by the car on fire. If it was just one person by themselves, I would have been like, "Can I? What you need to like? Oh God, all right? No, I don't know." But there's like multiple people there.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people like have a hero complex. We're like, oh, I'll save you, I'll help you, and they do it to like feed their ego. Like I'm this great guy. Like I help everybody, and then like they completely like ignore their family.
They're the same people that put stuff on Facebook for likes.
Well, they'll just be like, "Oh, I stopped by this." They won't get the likes anymore, maybe. But I stopped by this burning car and helped these people. Here's his pictures. It's like, why did you really do this? Yeah,
I got this will be good for my feed.
I've seen fucking like, oh my god, this is my brother. He's in the hospital. It's like on some fucking ventilator. It's like, why are you taking a picture of him on a fucking ventilator?
Prayers, please.
Prayers headed your way.
Need prayers.
If you believe in God, man, that's good. No, I'm just saying, like, listen, last episode
Let's wrap it up. Oh, we were talking about Planned Parenthood today. We're gonna wrap it up. You believe in God?
Well, no, I said if you believe in God.
Oh, I thought you said do you believe in God? I thought that was
if you are religious and that makes you happy, then good for you. I just want to clarify that based on an email I got. It was very anti-religious. I am not anti-religion.
From the podcast?
Yeah, email hate email. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Anti-religion, and kind of like all weird about like I need to accept Jesus and stuff. But I'm not anti-religious at all. I just personally believe in nothing, and I don't want to hear about like I don't know. They're gonna get another email like it's good for you if you believe in God. I'm not against it. I'm only really against Scientology, 100%. That's going to be a bigger problem, isn't it, that I said that?
So what's the difference?
Between what? Scientology and religion?
What's the difference between all the religions?
I guess like the perceived...
but really, if you really break it down...
The perceived afterlife, I guess, that would probably be different from Scientology.
But that's my point. Like, why is Scientology crazy?
No. We're not going to sit there and say that it's the same as Christianity.
No.
It's fucking wacko. Made by a fucking wacko.
I'm trying to make a point.
I'm struggling to argue with you. No,
I'm not taking any sides here.
I'm struggling to argue with you. There was in South Park where they like went off on Scientology. One of the many times, like Tom Cruise came in his room and he's like, "Is it any more crazier?" And he says like the whole meaning of Scientology. Is that any more crazier than Jesus dying on the cross for your sins? He goes, "Yes, it is fucking crazy."
Well, to that aspect, because they were like a cult, like they would like once you were in, like you couldn't get out.
Well, that Leah Remini,
yeah,
she's going after them with her documentary.
I think I've seen that.
It's disturbing.
No. Did HBO make a documentary? Yeah, that's
her thing. She's done. I think she's done 2 series on them.
Gotcha.
2 documentaries. It's a series, I think.
Like once I didn't know anything about that. Like
she's hot too, man. There's no way she would have landed Kevin James. She would have got a better guy than Kevin James, the King of Queens.
Well, that's how like they landed their roles, right? Like didn't they try to get John Travolta in all these roles?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Is like, yeah, that's you want to be in Hollywood, you got to be like hardcore liberal, and you got to be a Scientologist.
Same like Tom Cruise and. There's a couple other ones that I had no idea. Who is the dude from?
Oh, Hyde.
Yeah,
Danny Masterson's a Scientologist.
Seventh Heaven. That's Seventh Heaven.
That guy was I think a rapist. Seventh Heaven guy. Seventh Heaven guy.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead now.
I don't know. He was on It's Always Sunny. That's all I really know him from.
Yeah, you're right.
He was Bruce Mathis.
Yeah.
I can't fucking talk. Bruce Mathis. But yeah, dude. Like I don't know. Do you believe in nothing? Do you believe in like the darkness when you die? What do you tell your kids, man? Like, tell your kids, do they believe in God?
I did tell my daughter this morning there wasn't a tooth fairy.
That's not saying there's no God, though.
I know, but like
Santa Claus, no God. That's like the 2 worst things you can hear.
Same thing. I don't know. It's
Santa Claus doesn't exist because if some guy went around breaking into people's houses and on Christmas, he would be shot.
Just why are humans different than like animals, ants, microorganisms?
Because a soul, and I don't mean that spiritually.
What's a soul mean?
It's just like consciousness, self-awareness. Animals aren't self-aware. Well, I guess I don't know.
How do you know?
Because animals shit on the ground and like eat shit and like.
So would we if it wasn't for like society.
We have
norms.
toilets. We have food.
Because we're smart. And we built those.
Intelligence. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So some dogs are really smart though.
Yeah, and apes.
Yeah, those monkeys that can sign. Those apes can sign,
And
right?
squids. Aren't squids super smart?
Dolphins are smart. Dolphins
Is it
talk.
squid or octopus? Something's like super, super, super smart. Anyway, so
We don't swim in the water and breathe underwater. That's why we don't fly. We don't eat animals like
I don't know.
Do animals go to hell?
That's my like.
Jesus.
And then when you do go to, I don't know. It's just when you really break it down,
Well,
it just seems like something somebody made up. Because it's like, okay, so we're talking about heaven and hell? Is that what are we talking about something else or just anything?
yeah, the whole concept of like that shit. Yeah.
So you go to heaven, like what part of you goes to heaven? Like when you die when you're 80, do you go in as an 80-year-old?
Oh, that's a good question. You wouldn't want to, would you?
I mean, that's like what clothes would, like, you know,
You
like
don't wear clothes and everyone's naked? That's weird.
it's just a lot of,
Seems like hell is cooler if it wasn't like torturous. It'd be like that's where all the cool people go. But like the whole concept of hell is like you're like suffering. So I don't know. Seems like that's where like all the cool people would go to hell. Because like heaven would just be like if it was real, all these people that go to heaven would be like these Christian people that
have you ever
like
seen The Good Place?
yes.
Are you caught up?
No, I'm not even like I've
Oh.
seen like random episodes of it.
It's kind of touches on that concept.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Heaven's lame because
But like the person who went to heaven, like he couldn't do anything.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be boring. And then in hell, hell will probably be like the polar opposite of everyone doing everything. There's levels of hell though, hopefully, where like prison, where you put the really bad people in a certain block, and then the
Do you really think there's a hell?
well, according to Christianity, that like if you just say you're sorry or whatever, like you won't go to hell. So I don't understand. I don't understand like why God would let hell exist. If you're God, why would you let like some guy like try to take you out? I would just destroy Satan. Be like, fuck you, dude. You want to like try to take me out? I'm God. This is my world. This is my universe. Why would you let someone exist just to like create evilness and havoc and shit? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. So he was like an angel that like stood up against you. So you're gonna let him like rule some empire? I mean, and then you're gonna let him like go around fucking with people on your earth? Well, it'll be a test. You see how that's fucked up? But do you believe in demonic possessions? So that
I
shit's...
think the only thing that like seems like semi-logical.
You think it's just schizophrenia undiagnosed or something?
The only thing I think is semi-logical is like you shift consciousness.
And you think like the Catholic Church is just so
you just
like...
go to like an ether, or you go to like the fourth or fifth dimension that can't be seen.
And they're talking in tongues. They're speaking like fucking the language that Jesus spoke, these people. I'm serious. Some of it's really fucking creepy.
Well, that explains like
How do you talk in tongues?
paranormal, like ghosts. Like they're just people. They're just like
So
our
that-
quote unquote souls that are just in another dimension, and they're
What did you just say?
yeah.
Souls?
Yeah.
So we can obviously agree there's something.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying that seems logical. If there is an afterlife,
Are you Spock?
I don't know. I'm trying to make a point, or not a point. I'm just trying to prove my case
You're proving your case.
that if there is something after you die, which I don't know if there is or not, no one does, that you're still around, but you're not, and you're just like the wind or something.
You become part of the universe, just
Yeah.
floating around.
Yeah.
Do you think there's repercussions for being a fucking asshole?
No.
Like serial killers aren't going to...
Because what's bad and what's good?
Obviously,
That's
murder,
subjective.
raping and murdering people is probably not subjective, dude.
Raping, yes, but like maybe someone needed to die.
I'm talking about like a serial killer. Like they're not. There's going to be
So
no...
who judges that?
I don't know, but there's no consequences. So
there's one person who judges all that.
Well, not one person, one higher being, which could be anything. I'm just saying.
Well, if it's like anything,
'Cause if there's no heaven or
they
hell-
could be paid off.
Here's why religion exists. To prevent that shit.
Right.
To make people scared.
Right.
There's a John Lennon song, Imagine, covered by a perfect circle. Imagine. The whole point of the song is if there's no heaven or hell, and people are just good for the sake of it, that would not happen.
No.
If people found out there's no consequences, it'd be fucking awful.
Humans are awful.
Now, what sucks, and I mean, I don't care about religion, is people are like, studies are showing that people are being anti-religion, like new generations, to keep on the topic. Millennials like us and Gen Z are not embracing religion like past generations have. So are we going to become a culture of
Heathens?
Yeah. Feels good, do it, man.
But at the same time, I feel like they were less. I'm trying to think of another adjective that's not just bad. Like I feel like they have better morals.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
They're less screwed up.
Well,
in a certain way.
Screwed up in a different way.
Yeah.
I think every generation's got their issues, and the millennial generation is screwed up in a different way. In a way no one's ever seen.
Yeah.
But there's a conscience.
Yeah.
And it's the most socially, what everyone complains about, social justice, they're the most socially conscious group ever. No other generation has given a fuck about the LGBTQ community and racism as much as millennials. So you could say the baby boomers back in like the 60s in the civil rights era, but like they're all like our dads and grandpas now. And you know, your dads and grandpas and grandmas are like sold out grown-ups. They weren't like burning flags and shit when I was a kid. So I think I've asked this question before. Is it going to change? Or are there going to be 40 and 50-year-old social justice warriors? Or is it just a fad? Is it just to fit in? A group of friends want to protest, so I'm going to protest. A group of friends are mad about this guy saying this offensive thing, so we're going to cancel him. Is it genuine? Or is it, because you say they have a conscience, or is it just people lost? Because it's a cool thing to do. You go to college, you get woke. You realize how unfair the system is against some people, which I'm not saying it's not. But then, like, are you generally for it? Are you generally, like, against this divide and this division and this unfair treatment? Do you generally have a conscience? Or are you just using that as an excuse to be an obnoxious asshole and to basically shut down anything you personally don't like? Is there a conscience? Some, yes. But I think some are taking advantage of the climate and using it. I don't like that guy. Well, that's a little off-color remark. Let's cancel him. Let's dig up something 20 years ago that he did. I mean, that I don't know. So, like, what do you say to that? Like, conscience or bullshit? Just like the hippies, probably, like, some people didn't believe in that shit. They just wanted to get high and have sex.
I think a little bit of both. Some people take advantage of it.
I mean, if you go to college these days and you're, like, conservative, you're probably not going to have any friends. No one's going to like you.
Unless you go to conservative college.
Those colleges suck. No one wants to go to those. You want to be liberal, at least in college.
If
you're ever
going
to
Trump kids?
Huh?
The kids with the Trump hats that are, I mean,
the
media paints them as assholes.
What school are they go? What school do they go to?
I don't know.
Some like weird school, probably.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you go to college and you're gonna live in a dorm and you're gonna be like, I'm pro-Trump. Like everyone's gonna like hate you and kick your ass. Maybe kick your ass.
Yeah.
So you fit in. Are you trying to fit in? Do you generally believe that shit? Do you generally give a shit about transgender individuals? Or you just want to attack somebody because it's anger for something else and now you have an outlet?
If it's like anything, the next generation it'll just completely swing the other way.
That's what, yeah. It'll be anti-PC. It's just filthy.
You kind of see that now.
There's a backlash now.
There's a backlash from the backlash.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how isn't that life? Isn't that?
Well, we see that
in
now.
Politics, Bush.
Yes.
Obama.
We're seeing
Trump.
it. We're seeing with the critics. The critics are being. We've talked about this. The critics are being exposed as being biased, and they only approve stuff that fits their social narrative, like the Joker movie. That's an Academy Award-winning movie, hands down. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, and I'm in the majority of saying that. You look at the score from fucking Metacritic, and in the user score, they're different. My point is, like, the public saying no. They're saying no to these people who are complaining about the Dave Chappelle special. There's other examples.
SNL, the SNL guy.
Yeah,
he got fired.
There's people that are saying no. Like, well, I think that's legit, the firing of that guy. You can't say slurs. I'm sorry. He had me till a slur. You had me till you use a slur.
Yeah.
I can say you can have a unique take on a culture, but like you say a slur, like you're just trying to be shocking. The critics are. It's like you are a social justice warrior. You're criticizing this because it doesn't fit your narrative, not because of it's bad. That's not an honest review. Mm-hmm. Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know I've been like talking about that movie forever, but it's like the LA Times. I mean, I put in my article on our website. Like this is basically a Trump movie. It's like two aging white guys in a changing time. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, write about the goddamn movie. Was it good? I don't even give a shit what you think anymore.
Right.
The Joker thing, again, it was in my article. The New York Times, the New York Post, doesn't matter. They're useless. It's like this is a commentary on white privilege going unchecked. It's like, can we not have nice things? Do you have to shit on everything? Because it didn't have what you thought was right. You're going to basically pick it apart. How about the acting? How about the writing? How about the cinematography? This is not a review. This is you going, I don't agree with the message. Okay? That's a minority of people doing that. I'm a social justice warrior. I'm in my tower. These are the way things should be. I don't like that movie because I don't agree with this message. And then between New York and LA, there's a bunch of people going, I don't give a fuck what this person says. That looks awesome.
Yep.
They're losing their power. Back in the day, that fucking meant something, a bad review. It did. Bad reviews would ruin shit. People don't listen to it anymore. I remember movies like, oh man, 0 stars. Terrible. It's going to flop. A thumbs up, thumbs down. That meant something. And I think those guys were actually able to talk about, I've seen like their show like recently. They were actual critics. Not like, well, I noticed there wasn't enough Pacific Islanders in the film, and the female was portrayed in a gender stereotype role, and that's all good. But don't put it in a review, because that's not a review.
Right.
Your commentary on social norms versus a review. And everyone's saying fuck you at this point. Fuck you, the Chappelle special was funny. Fuck you, the Joker movie was awesome. What the fuck is your guys' problem?
Does that just reflect the generation of the writers? Like all these writers, like are these like middle-aged?
I don't know, because I did pay attention when I was a kid. Did they do the same fucking thing? I don't know.
Oh, I remember Siskel and Ebert. They were middle-aged, and they were the most famous movie critics. Now, isn't there a guy for Rolling Stone who's
Peter Travers?
Yeah, Peter Travers.
I think he's pretty legit.
I mean, he shits on a lot of stuff,
but I don't think it's like politically biased though, or social like justice. I think he shits on it if it sucks.
When there's no money in these publications anymore,
just none.
So you got to pay
some jerk off
or intern,
yeah,
or someone who will take $8 an hour.
And you could tell with the grammar, and I know like I'm bad at grammar, so don't even bring it up. But you could tell like the standard has been lowered. The standard is low. Like you hit it right on the head. There's nothing for these people to do anymore. Because you go to Metacritic, you go, look at the score. I'm not going to read some fucking idiot from the LA Times. Who the fuck, does anybody in Nebraska give a fuck about the LA Times?
Because I'm losing, like, these publications that I followed.
Sorry.
Then we're done.
No, it's fine.
I was saying these publications.
My dog is running around upstairs to the audience, and I was just concerned if my dog needed me.
I'm probably going to cut that out, but.
Don't cut that out.
So these publications.
Did you even edit the last one?
Did I edit it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours.
I know.
God.
I couldn't find a cut point.
Jesus.
I tried to, and there's no cut point.
I'm like, Jerry said, fuck it.
No, because anyway. But I cut a big chunk out.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Derailleur. The derailleur strikes again.
So these publications that I followed for a while, and like you can just tell like the headlines have changed, like the verbiage have changed. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it just seems like kids are writing this, like the internet slang, and it's like you're like, this was supposed to be, I don't know, I can't think of something specific. Like I followed you because you're like a tech blog or tech, and now you're just some social justice, or just, you can tell how things are worded now. You can tell how things are, like you said, like the grammar. It's like a bunch of kids. Well, in my head, like 20-something-year-olds, and I don't really like it anymore.
Well, it's all the headline.
Right.
Everything's in the headline. You want some fucking oh my god headline, and you click on the article, and it's like a sentence of what like the whole article is even about. It's Click.
Hate.
We don't give a fuck, because there's this thing called Weird History that I follow, and it's a bunch of bullshit that turns into like, yeah, they're basically spreading some kind of message, and like everyone's like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, but yet thousands of comments and people click on it. Like it'll be like, back in the 1800s, it was something outrageous, and I'm like, really? I didn't know that. I even share it because I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, like weird facts. Or
Yeah,
incredible facts
but everyone's
that-
like, that's not true, and it's just complete bullshit. And then they'll post something else that's like some social justice weird thing. It's like, what the fuck? But it's like, it doesn't matter. Like they get their clicks.
right.
Just like
A lot of it
TMZ.
gets spread. And
TMZ
shared.
shaming people, and it's like, so and so went off about Trump. Tekashi 6ix9ine snitch on everybody. He's probably gonna die. Like that's irresponsible journalism. But they don't care.
Is there such thing as responsible journalism?
Yeah,
Like,
when
who's responsible now?
No, when I studied journalism, there was an ethical standard.
I know. I'm not saying
It doesn't
that.
exist
right.
anymore.
Who practices that?
It just
Because it's
doesn't
a
exist.
business.
I mean, honestly, like when Trump said fake news, he's not wrong. I know he means it like everyone against him is fake news, but fake news is definitely a real thing. I know that's like redundant. Fake news is real, but it is real. It's been like this forever, probably.
Yeah.
It's just because it's so much more easy access that it's out of control now. Because you have the papers back in the old days, and they would manipulate you, and you would know any better. You wouldn't know any better. Now you have everyone trying to manipulate you at once online. The papers have gone online. No one buys papers anymore. In the cities, they do, because I'll read a paper on the subway. But now you're reading your laptop or your tablet or your phone.
You don't even read the whole article.
No, you read the
Read the
headline. Again,
headline.
the headline. Or let me see the sports. How many times have you heard like, oh, fuck this shit? Back in the old paper days, I just want this section.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's just editorials, which is your opinion. These are all like basically editorials. All these articles are not facts. News is, this is what happened. A, B, and C. Not, this is bad, this is good, this is what I think, this sucks. None of that should be involved. It is facts and only facts. And that does not exist anymore. It's always, here's facts, altered facts, that's a narrative I like.
Or what real stories get buried.
Right.
Because of you're going to upset the corporate sponsors.
Notice
or
how
the
no one's
corp-
talking
or
about
the parent
Epstein.
companies. Right.
No one's talking about Epstein anymore. I wonder why. And you know, it's like, I mean, you see the memes where it's like, and just like that, everyone forgot about, Forrest Gump, right? You seen those memes? And just like that, everyone stopped talking about this. It's true. Like, all of a sudden, something blows up, and it's like, well, let's forget about this. And then meanwhile, pedophile ring is getting away free, and no one's talking about it.
Well, that's just the news cycle in general because there's just so much news. There's so much, especially with the Trump thing. It's just like there's a new piece, not so much anymore, but something new coming out every day almost. And you forget, like something that came out 3 weeks ago seemed like it was 3 years ago. And what were the details on that? Oh, yeah, I forgot that even happened.
Let me ask you this, and I know you're trying to wrap it up possibly. I have a problem wrapping shit up. No kids yet, though. So the CNN, we just talked about this earlier where it's been proven that they're targeting him. Okay. To be devil's advocate on that being okay is Trump targeted them. He blatantly tweeted the anti-CNN stuff. Have you seen the video? It's him fighting Vince McMahon, and they put a CNN sticker.
Yeah.
He retweeted that, or
Yeah, I think he made it, or he shared it.
He shared it. So does that make it okay for a journalistic institution to be like, fuck it, gloves are off, we're going after you? I just say it's supposed to be ideally news. There's news. Not let's find news. Not let's dig up dirt. It should never be like that.
But can you even be fair and balanced in this world, especially in this current state?
No, because CNN wants to appeal to their viewers, and their viewers, I think, obviously hate Trump. So they want to make them happy. Just like Fox News people. I don't know if they even like Trump. They seem, I mean, he's gone after them too. He goes after anybody who criticizes him.
Didn't they just fire somebody from Fox News? Somebody just got fired from Fox News for speaking out on Trump.
Locally, a whole bunch of people got fired from
It was
NBC.
one of their like old like guys who've been there a long time.
Usually,
Shep?
Shep Smith?
Yeah.
Shepard Smith?
Older guy? Not
yeah.
old, but
yeah,
like
middle-aged or older.
Yeah, I think he got fired
He
for speaking out on. That was the headline. Didn't read the story.
Usually in a case like that, though, that's the excuse. There's probably other reasons why they just
making too much money,
or just he's a dick or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure they're all dicks. But yeah, there we are.
That's the world.
Journalism is dead. It's been dead. You missed the funeral. Religion, good for some, not for everyone. Facebook will live forever, right?
Younger people aren't buying things.
Younger people aren't buying things, and I think that's cool for the record. Anything else we got? It was just a little wrap up show. The Joker's a good movie. Commentary on comedy, where we're at, who decides what's funny. I mean, that's another thing. Like, so people who are like PC are telling me that what I like, and I'm not, okay, I'm using me as an example. Like, I like offensive stuff. Not necessarily. I like what's funny. What's funny is funny. But for someone to tell me that there's something wrong with me for finding something funny, it's kind of not okay. So they're deciding comedy. They're deciding music because they're in LA and New York. And then China's deciding our movies.
Do we own that?
They still on China on South Park? I haven't watched the episode. No, they're off of China? Fucking,
I don't want to spoil it.
Dude, some major DJ got like banned from China for like, who was it? It was like a guy I actually know. Not know personally, but like I'm more familiar with their music. So
Got banned for just liking
liking a tweet from South Park. What a great country.
Wow. That about sums it up.
It's another episode.
In the can.
In the toilet.
Another 2.5 hour.
Social media. Say the social media handles.
A Happy Medium Pod.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
All of it. Facebook doesn't have an actual handle. But
if you don't find us, we'll find you.
We'll find you.
We're going to find you.
Facebook will find you for us. We pay Facebook to find you.
We work for Facebook.
Yep.
I just want to say Mark Zuckerberg's great, and I enjoy using his platform to use my interests. And any kind of algorithm change, I will be a good sport about.
And if you don't like the long format, we're putting more clips on SoundCloud.
Yeah, if you don't,
easily digestible tablets,
which will hopefully make you enjoy the long format.
Right.
You go, oh, maybe a lot more of that would be good.
Because these 2.5 hour episodes are long.
Yeah, it's a good car ride though.
Yeah.
Got a 40-minute commute. You can.
I also don't like breaking them up because sometimes they're just a flow.
Yeah.
Some you can cut up.
Yeah.
Some you can't.
Yeah.
And some are more topical than others that shouldn't be put out in 2 weeks. I kind of felt with the last one.
What? Shouldn't have been put out in 2 weeks?
No, it shouldn't. Like, it should have been out now. Like, we're talking about, like, Joker and El Camino and...
6.5 million views, El Camino.
I thought about the last episode we put out. 6.5 million.
Well, that'll be out. We'll go over that afterwards.
Okay. Well, this actually may be our season finale.
Why?
That's series season. I got a bunch of shit coming up.
Really?
On Thursdays, at least.
Are you really? We're ending it?
Season. We'll take maybe a week or two break.
Oh, okay. It's like, well,
not series.
Oh.
Season.
Okay. I was like, that's a kind of a big bombshell to drop, like, during the show.
Or canceled.
Yeah.
The hashtag cancel happy medium tag went viral.
What do you got going on?
Kids.
Tell our listeners what's so freaking important to ruin our show.
Kids stuff. Well, Halloween's on a Thursday.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got parent-teacher conferences one night.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
To be continued. Later.